Yo, what we in here for?
Man, we here for black art. The fuck?
Yeah,
Turn the
but
fuck up for
but the
black
name of the
art.
show though.
Golden Radio.
You already know the vibes. I love that. This is Golden Radio. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's your boy Supreme Mally. We're here for another episode 06 of Golden Radio, and with me today is this very special guest. Uh,
Hi.
Kane's in the house. What's your Instagram, bro?
Hi. Cain's Revenge.
Kane's
But
Revenge.
one of the E's is a 3. I forgot which one. It's okay.
It'll be in the bio. Whoever listening, watching, it'll be in the bio. So check the bio out below.
Amen.
Um, and I mean, what is there to say, man? We're talking to a tastemaker, a
Thank
fly guy, fly nigga. You know, feel me? Eloquent, a very eloquent speaker as well. You know, and man, like a fellow writer, which was such a sight for sore eyes. Going to school in Binghamton. Um,
you. Yeah.
if you wrote and you were black, you know what I'm saying, because you know it sucked. There was not a lot of us there. Shout out to Binghamton though, for what it's worth. Uh, all right, so today's topic, man. You already know what month it is, and you already know me. I'm a nigga, so you know I'm gonna talk about that nigga shit.
Yo.
We're starting off on a bad foot. Let me get serious. Let me get serious. Let me get serious.
All right.
It's Black History Month,
Yeah.
and sadly though, there's been recent, tragic things that we don't need to mention, but it's the same tragic thing that happens again and again. Um, and I every time, ever since like 2020, I've been thinking about this, about how the relationship between art and in real life, particularly when it comes to black people and black artists. I feel like sometimes the expectation is that we have to talk about it, essentially, um, which I kind of agree with, but I think there's been a bit of a we've reached a point, particularly I think with like our generation and down, maybe millennials as well,
Yeah, I can see it that way too.
um, where we've kind of been so desensitized and so over stimulated with black death and black pain, that I think we reached a point where it's like, can we go the opposite way? Like, can we have escapism instead of a reflection, you know? And I thought there's not that many better people to talk to about this than someone who I think would give such a nuanced and interesting take on it than my boy Kane here.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
So what do you think about that?
Um, I think so far, like, my position as far as like the whole escapism thing is that it is at this point I think it is warranted. It's okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to feel that way. I feel like a lot of times black art is political because black people as a people, we are we are we are politically charged, just given like our history and
Yeah.
given our place within society. Like,
Yeah, I was literally gonna say our place in the world.
yeah, like everywhere you go, people with darker skin are being treated unequal,
Yeah.
treated unfairly, treated unequal. Being killed the most. It's like it's literally the world against us.
Yeah.
And so a
No.
lot of times, um, a lot of things in our lives is going to reflect that, the things that we value, the art, um, and I think we as a generation have kind of reached a point where it's like, this is sad. This shit is sad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of continuing to, like, you know what I mean. And I'm not mad at the artists either, because I feel like at least with them, they might be tired of it too. But I will also say that not enough artists, even in the past, have like spoken up about just certain issues. Um, but I say that also to say again that I think we've reached a point of just fatigue with that. Like, with politically charged music, with politically charged art. Like, I think right now we're looking for escape because we're more than that. We're more than our circumstances here.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? More than our circumstances here on this planet, on this floating rock.
Yeah. No, that's real. It's like, to me, the biggest example of this, um, and I love Joey Badass, but he was a part of this short film on
Right.
Netflix
Oh God, the
in
one where
2020. Yeah,
when he
where he
kept
like,
dying.
it's like, yeah, it's like Groundhog Day, but instead he
Yeah.
just dies
Uh,
brutally from police every time. I've yet to ever watch it because it literally came out around the time of the whole
I remember that. Sheesh.
Floyd and
Yeah.
everything going on, and I was just like, do I really want to watch Joey Badass die from the cops multiple times in a short film? And I'm like, I get it. I know it's important, and I know that it is emotionally stirring. But for me, I was like, that's not the emotion I want stirred. I'm literally emotionally stirred like in 2020, we were emotionally stirred every day
Yeah.
with just not only the insanity going on with the pandemic, the insanity going on with people being locked down, but then even in the midst of that, there's a whole thing going on of multiple black people being killed by police, and it was just so much to take. That 2020 was the first time I started implementing taking breaks from social media, like completely logging out, like not just closing the app and putting my phone on do not disturb, like completely logging out and being okay with the FOMO feeling of like, well, I'm not online right now, and things change in
Yeah.
an instant there, and I was like, you know what, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's fine. If I miss out, I miss out. I really don't care,
Mm.
and I still do that to this day. Um, it's tougher now because I do a lot of stuff online, but it's just I felt that way. You see it all the time with us about how we view like the slave movies,
Yeah.
like the Will Smith movie from last year.
Oh
I
man,
didn't see that either.
I think he's in one. Wait, from like 2022, right? It came out
It
2022.
was, I think it's called Emancipation.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
I
it.
didn't want to
I
watch
mean,
it
I don't have
either.
Apple TV. Sorry, Apple, but one of you, look,
Hey, we could bootleg.
I'm not getting the Apple streaming service, y'all. You see, I got the laptop already, dog. I don't need that shit. Like, come on, like.
But
Apple,
even then, though, it's
stupid.
like, sheesh, like, it's just more and more stuff. And like,
Yeah, it's like more reminders of that,
Yeah.
and I get it. I think there is a place for it. Maybe not for as much of it, but I think there still is a place. But I think also it's okay if there's the counter program of it of, hey, let's have a movie where black people aren't dying.
Yeah, just regular. But that's why I love shows like Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, I think Abbott Elementary is a great show. It's particularly to have on right now.
Yeah.
And I remember, a perfect example of this. I remember someone was like, "Oh, Abbott should do an episode about a like a school shooting,"
Fuck
and I was like,
no.
"Why the fuck would I want to
Nah.
watch an episode where these characters, these funny, quirky characters,
Yeah.
deal with the very real life scenario of a school shooting? Mind you, it's an elementary school. Like, I was like, do you even think that's like going to Office back in like 2006 to go like, the Office should do an episode where they like get bombed by terrorists. Like, why would
Yeah.
I want that?
Or like have a bomb threat.
Yeah, have a bomb threat or like
Yeah.
a bomb, like a call in, like, hey, da da da. I'm like, why would I want that? Yes, was that a thing that was happening at the time? Yeah, but why the fuck would I want to see that?
But that.
And the thing about it is, I'm gonna let you talk. Sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Another thing about it is, and I just feel like, and I understand why, I feel like a lot of times black art and black television, black movies, whatever, is asked to address these real life things when other shows or
I know what you're about to
movies.
say. Yeah.
Because our conversation before, almost every 5 seconds, I was like, yeah, and they're white. But like, I feel like it's always black media and black art being asked to be realistic and talk about real life, which I understand because our truth is powerful and our truth is constantly never shown, so it's up to us to show it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I think black art, television, music, whatever, can be just escapism. I understand the other. I understand there's the other problem of black art stereotyping us or showing stuff that we might not want to share. I think it gets nuanced in that way, but we'll touch on that maybe in a bit because now that's a bit too many eggs in the basket. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think that's a thing, and so that leads me to my next question.
Hmm.
What role do you think black art slash art in general has in society?
Um, I mean, we kind of said it, man. Like
Right.
black art is really to. I think a big part is to tell our truth
Yeah. Tell
in
our
a way,
story.
to tell our story. But I think a lot of times when you think about the things that happen to us and people like us, like you can often and we can often see, and I used to think about this often too, that hey, someone should be speaking about this, and we look to black artists, to do that when they're regular people. They're regular people just
True.
like me and you. Like, trust me, I
Very
love
true.
like the artists that I love, but I've learned to not look to them for just
Yeah.
political opinions. To look to them.
Because they're. I'm not gonna lie. They're always gonna let you down. They're always gonna let you down. Like I'm like, bro, these people are filthy rich now. I'm like, come on
Yeah,
now. Like they've
yeah.
lost it. Like, and I used to be like, oh no, how hard could it be to keep that perspective? But I'm like, if I found my way into over double digit like millions,
Hmm.
am I like? I would hope I keep the same perspective, but I'm like, I kind of understand losing that perspective. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna become a homophobe or racist
Yeah,
now, but
yeah.
I'm just saying like, for certain artists, I understand like, and
That
I'm not
that
giving them a pass.
that connection wouldn't be there. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah, it's
I'm
not going to
I'm
be
saying like I'm
completely
like
there.
we're expecting them to still have that same perspective, and I'm like
They're too
they've
removed.
left that.
Yeah.
And the thing about moving up in this country, particularly when you're black, it turns into how much can I assimilate with
Hmm.
white people.
Hmm.
Um, do I want to say
Oh, what you about to say?
okay?
Go ahead.
So before he went on the whole,
Uh, I know you about to. I know what you're about to say. Yeah.
before he went on the whole tangent about
Yes.
the whole anti-Semitism, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There is the brief point where Kanye was talking about the whole deal with Adidas. Like, do you remember? Like, it was like around August last year. It was right before he went to there.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how like, oh, and his Adidas deal is messed up, blah 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 blah, and it's because he's black. And trust me, I love I guess loved Kanye.
Ed
Yeah, with the
Ed
ED there. I
past
loved
tense.
Kanye, but like I never once forgave him for comments he made.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some of them he did. I will say sometimes he did actually apologize, and like it just wasn't really as publicly talked about.
Yeah.
But even still, I'm like, yeah, but he's like, I didn't really think he ever really thought like, oh yeah, what I really said was wrong. But anyway, that's besides the point. It was just I noticed there that Kanye liked to do this thing, and it's a scene in a lot of, particularly once they're getting close to billionaires, where
Uh
it's
oh.
like
Wait. What is it?
they start to kind of repeat the rhetoric of, "Are you working hard enough? You're not working hard enough." Da 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 da.
Oh.
This is black people's
Yeah.
problem.
Kanye has done that though.
And then once they're
He has.
reminded they're black, they go back to us to go, "You guys see how I'm being treated like a nigger?" That's exactly how he was acting. That's
Yeah.
exactly how he was acting. Like at one moment it's y'all not working hard enough, but then the moment they're reminded they're black, it's like,
Yeah. It's like
guys,
y'all see what's going
you
on.
think
Yeah.
I'm one of these? You think I'm one of these guys? I'm not.
It's
You
like
know what I'm saying?
yes, you are.
It becomes like how much they can prove they're not black.
Yeah.
You know? Um, damn, I wish I knew why I went on that tangent.
Bro, you don't know.
I'm trying to remember. That's so unprofessional of me, guys. I'm sorry. Um, let's go back. I was saying that because you were saying
Hmm.
you shouldn't hold these
Yeah.
black artists to a level of like, oh, they are my activists or their political opinions are what I should ascribe to, because I'm like, they often aren't. They just
No, they're gonna
they're gonna switch.
bro.
Like
They're gonna
I was
let
like
you down.
they get rich. I'm like, and once
Yeah.
like the system, the way how it is built, you. I'm not saying it's bad they got rich.
Yeah.
You know, And I'm not saying I'm sitting here thinking like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna try to get money. Like, obviously not. But all I'm saying is, once in this system and the way how you get to a certain point, you kind of have to become a little ruthless and become a little less. I don't want to say humane, but a little less humane, like a little
Yeah.
less caring. Like you kind of have to step on
You
people,
gotta become a little less
you know?
sympathetic, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
and
to get what you want.
I mean, the exact people that you got to do that to, guess what?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same niggas that were fucking listening or paying for your art or something. The masses, the lower class,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and um, that's why I agree with you
Mm-hmm.
on saying that, you know.
But I think a big part of that, and I think like this is like a larger conversation now, but a big part
Yeah,
of that
we may have moved
is
off from the original topic. We'll get back to it.
a big part of it is capitalism here. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, big C word, guys.
Capitalism, like it runs America, and a lot of stuff is just based on how can we acquire more money easily,
Mm,
or just without as much work,
yeah,
and it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of scary, man. How much people are possibly being exploited to help other people reach like their millions. Like I think any millionaire or billionaire had to have exploited someone.
yeah.
That's why I'm not looking at
And
the
I'm not saying that they're sitting around going like, how can I exploit the
no.
working class?
Yeah, yeah,
It's just that's just kind of how it works. Like
yeah.
it can be in like such a simple way. Like okay, so they have a product and it has to be manufactured and it has to be manufactured. The factory where it's being manufactured could be a shitty ass. Let's be real, not could be. It's like 90% gonna be shitty conditions,
Mm-hmm.
underpaid people, and then let's not get into if they outsource it to another country, because then we don't know what might be going on there.
It's not like they have control over all of
Yeah,
that.
they don't
But
necessarily do. Yeah,
yeah, but it's like the reality of it is because of that they're gonna exploit people.
you know, and that's just how it goes. But I'm like, that's why I feel like we shouldn't look to these people for like, oh yeah, can you talk about uh can you talk about no, that's the thing, like, and it's so crazy, like it's like on Tyler's last album where he started this what song Manifesto, and he's
Mm-hmm.
talking about how like some white girl was like, you gotta talk about the dads, you gotta talk about the thing, and it's like you do realize you're asking like someone who and I know how crazy this sounds, someone who makes music,
Yeah,
asking them to talk about the world. True, that isn't insane, but don't you think it's a little ridiculous that we're looking at these people like,
yeah.
we have to hear what you think about this terrible situation, where it's like, dog,
But
like,
it goes back
what
to
does that change? And I mean,
yeah,
particularly when it comes to rap was originally that.
yeah.
Like the foundation of rap was to talk about those truths, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So I understand that on a rap level. Um to an extent. Cuz sometimes I'm just like, what does that really change though?
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, other than the sense that it might change whether how you feel about the artist, sure, cuz like if they say some crazy shit like I don't give a fuck, then yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like I'd be like, "What the hell going
Right.
on?" But I mean, other than that, we're going to get the typical, "Oh, tragedy. Damn, that sucked.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy my socks?" Like it's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna
Bruh.
be
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think because of that though, like us as a people, we've lost a lot of like our community leaders and things like that. So it's tough for us to really look at political figures. I think we should be supporting a lot more
and I
activists
do
and looking for a lot
understand
more
though,
activists.
in the sense that a lot of the political figures we have
Yeah.
aren't uh just at all. And then there's cases of activists we've had that also haven't been just.
Yeah.
So it's like, who do we trust when, you know, because like a lot of people's art, a lot of people's music, movies,
Yeah.
paintings, videos, whatever it is true and based on their story, and we want to, and we relate to them so much, and we connect with them so much. We want to connect with them on this, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
But look, that's a perfect segue back into like how art kind of what art's
Damn, we're so
position
good.
is. Yeah,
We're so good.
What art's position is in our world, and it really is to tell our story. So that's why when you hear Tyler or you hear Kanye or you hear somebody be like and talk about the experience and talk about things that they went through, and you relate to that,
And you feel
you
it,
look
yeah.
at them to talk about other things that
And
that
also
really
also
resonate
when
with
they're
you.
black, you know?
Yeah,
And like in the two names you said, they're dark skinned. And for me particularly, growing up, seeing dark skinned men be successful and like you know how much ASAP Rocky did for me and my confidence when I was like a 13-year-old.
yo,
Seeing a dark skinned guy
ASAP got
be
it.
like, yeah, I'm that pretty motherfucker.
Yeah.
When like every day I was being told like,
Yeah,
you dirty nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
who was saying this?
bruh.
I'm so sorry,
Bruh. Like,
now that's
you know the rhetoric that was
that's
being said around
yeah,
that
and
time.
that's fucked up. Yeah, no, because
I was
I
like,
do
let's be
remember
real.
the whole Facebook colorism wars, the light skin, dark skin.
It was bad.
That shit was bad. It was
It
terrible.
was bad.
It was pretty bad.
I might cut that part out. That might have been a little too triggering. That might have been a little too triggering. I don't know. I might leave it in there though.
Oh, I respect it,
We'll
bro. Look, listen, man. But yo, I like the way I see it, man. Is I can understand why people rely on certain artists.
Yeah.
I just think we're at a certain point where it's like, hey, some of us just don't want to speak about this anymore, and I can understand why people would want to escape. I think the fact of the matter is we kind of just need to like reevaluate. We all need to reevaluate who we're looking up to in terms of people to speak for us, people to speak for our community. Because I don't think Cardi B should be speaking for me. I don't think, like, respectfully,
which I get, yeah.
Like, I don't think Offset should be speaking
and I mean,
for me.
and I will say
Respect
this,
to them.
I do think Cardi B does try really hard to be to
no,
talk about it,
she
like
does,
more than someone really at her level is expected to,
Yeah.
a lot of times at that level, and it's like, well, they're private, which is fine also, because when you're that big, I know being online probably it's hectic as hell because you're mentioned every fucking 5 seconds, so
Yeah.
I know your shit's ringing off the line. But I mean, I will, because we just talked about how like, do you really need that? I also will give kudos to artists who do that, and particularly artists who just do that, and it doesn't feel like they're trying to be seen as good. Because some artists, you can it kind of feels a little like I'm giving I'm not gonna say, but
You
like
don't want to say.
sometimes
You gotta put a name on it, bro.
I don't think I have someone to name, but I think in the past there has been times where I've seen the like Twitter post that feels like the rinse wash repeat tragedy, thoughts and prayers, on to the next thing. Look.
Oh, you don't want to say it. It's okay. It is okay. It's okay.
No, I don't. A name doesn't come to mind right now, and
Okay.
so maybe I'm full of shit. But a name's not coming to mind right now because honestly, at this point, I would say it.
Yeah.
But a name's not coming to mind. I don't really follow a lot of people that I don't find genuine in the first place. So
I can respect that.
and with all that being said, because we don't need to get into all that, we're gonna go to break.
Bet. Hey yo.
Are listening to Golden Radio. All right, guys, we're back. Supreme Mally, Cain,
Hi.
and we talking about some real shit, man.
Let's get back into it.
I like this. How do you feel, or how do you think an artist feels? But I consider you a creative, an artist as well. So, how do you feel when placed in the unique position of feeling like there's an issue that needs to be addressed? We touched on it, but now let's talk about that.
Okay. Me personally,
I know.
You're kind of
heavy hitter.
asking how would I go about it?
Not even how you go about it, just how do you feel about that? Like, I'll answer.
Yeah.
To
sure.
start off, For me, it's there's like a weight
Mm.
to whatever I make, possibly depending on when I make it. Because sometimes I think, is this what needs to be talked about right now? Like, isn't there bigger things going on? You
Mm-hmm.
know, like, um, hmm. like I'll not post something because I'm like, there's a lot of grieving and tragedy going on, and why should now be the time for jokes?
Mm.
You know, or should now be the time for a little observation about some bullshit,
Mm.
or should now be the time for a poem about
Mm. Okay,
some
so you're
little
kind of,
thing.
so when something's going on, you're kind of in respect to it.
Yeah, in respect to it, but also at the same time, I
Yes,
think if I am posting something,
it has to talk
then
about
it
that.
might, if not even just to talk about, just at least,
Acknowledge it.
yeah, or at least be something along the lines of that, or maybe I need to be, or something a little more hopeful, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I say a weight. I don't want to make it sound like I think it's a burden, but I say a weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's sense of responsibility, as a black creative, to see the moment and be like, like I just feel a little extra bit, like I feel like I have to be a little more thoughtful,
Right.
and I feel like as black creatives, you always have to be a little more thoughtful,
Yeah, man, it's in our
you know.
DNA, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in our
That's
DNA,
a
bro.
good thing to
Like,
say.
like it's in our DNA. I think I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna enter. I think I agree with the feeling of a weight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's just it's a symptom of just how I've been wired. I value art that speaks about certain
Yeah,
things.
same.
You know, I value art that can connect to me on a certain level about shit that people have a hard time talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I the art I make, a lot of it, or
Mm-hmm.
anything I do, I try to treat with a sense of
As you should.
genuineness. Is that a
Yeah,
word? I hope so.
genuineness. Yeah.
And a sense of vulnerability.
Nah,
I'm
facts.
slipping on my words, because that's the art that inspired me. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of the art I liked, music or film or whatever else we want to say.
Right.
Um, a lot of it was stuff that I related to simply because it was an artist bearing their soul, and what I saw was something that resembled me. Um, yeah, sorry, and I cut you off. Go back to
No,
your saying.
you're good, man. Cause I genuinely agree with that. I think for me in those circumstances, I'm gonna try to create something that does address it in a way. And then there's gonna be times where I shy away from it. I think
Yeah,
with 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 the unarmed killing of like black men, a lot of times I try to get away from it because I have had my own run-ins with the police, and sometimes it's just too much
yeah,
for
you
me to
gone to Binghamton,
really.
so I know you had your running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes it's just too much
that's
for
like a
me
rite
to.
of passage as a black man there.
And it sucks.
Yeah,
It sucks. It sucks. Me thinking about it now, I just all I can do is sigh because it sucks, and it's so prevalent for all of us, bro, to just have those encounters. My freshman and sophomore year, I had so many, and then even later junior senior. But I say that all to say that I think what it depends on the scenario of things that are going on. So I'll create with the feeling that I have now, with the vulnerability that I have in that moment, with and with the genuineness that I have in that moment. But I think depending on the subject matter, I'm probably gonna sit something out just because sometimes it can hit too hard for me. And I get art is a release, but sometimes it just hurts a little more to reflect on certain things. That's why I
yeah,
was like, I think my art is so. A lot of times, my art can be so based in just trauma that I'm kind of just thinking, am I really creating to escape? Uh,
mm,
and I think that's why we trying to now, not necessarily ignore the things that are happening,
yeah. Because like no
but
one's trying to ignore it because it's not even
escape.
possible to ignore it.
It's
and
impossible.
that's kind of and that's why a lot of us want to escape,
Yeah.
because it's so prevalent. And like, I don't want to get back into a capitalism talk, but like,
Mm-hmm.
Black Death is marketable.
Ooh.
Like
Yeah.
it is. It's marketable because like, I'm sorry, like if you just pay attention, how much it's um looking for the right word, just how much is shown to us, how much it's readily available to
Yeah.
us, how much people like, how much times a trend is based on it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, but I'm saying it is marketable. How many companies have we seen try to market based on the plight of black people? Like 2020 again,
Yeah.
infamous year for just how unhinged everything was. You
2020
saw
is
how many
crazy.
companies were like, "Oh yeah, we love black people." Like
We
when
stand with
Popeyes was on
yeah.
some shit, like, "Yeah, man, like your people will blah blah blah." Like basically blatantly saying like, "Yeah, we know y'all niggas love some chicken,"
Yeah.
like, which is like the fuck, you know,
It gets a little gross.
or like my dad loves this sandwich place called Jersey Mike's, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never eaten there, and only for one reason. Back in 2020, they had the Black Lives Matter sandwich, and I was
Oh.
so confused because I was like,
Oh.
"What the fuck is the
I don't.
BLM sandwich?"
I've never heard of
Like
that. Jersey Mike's
maybe I'm misremembering, but I remember seeing that and going like, "Now what
BLM
the fuck
sandwich.
is the BLM sandwich?"
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's a bold thing to say because you're basically, because whatever it tastes like, you're gonna be saying that's what niggas taste like, and I'm like, what
Oof.
the fuck does that mean?
Oh my god.
You know, like what the fuck does that mean,
Okay,
dog?
okay. So on that subject though, right? And you know how we were speaking about us just letting certain things slide with certain artists. Yes, yes, yes. I think it might be controversial to say. I think part of the blame as far as just Black Death being marketable is ours. Like some of that blame belongs to us as well.
It's
Belongs to Black
what's the
people.
word I want to say? Expand on that.
I think for me, and I'm gonna sound like an old head. I'm gonna sound like a crazy old head. I sound super crazy, but we could talk about it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of artists talk about killing each other in their art,
I see what
and
you're
yes,
saying.
it is a reflection of what they've went through. It is a reflection of how they feel, and they should be able to feel how they want to feel. But a lot of the stuff that gets pushed to the forefront is them talking about killing each other, and it's not like they're explicitly saying, "I'm out here shooting white folk," like you know what I mean. You know what I mean. God
Well, yeah,
forbid,
because if they
everybody.
say
You know what I
that, then
mean.
it's over, you know.
Exactly right. But they saying I'm out here, I'm gonna kill this
Shooting
nigga.
niggas,
You know what I
yeah.
mean. But then in the same breath, they be like, I love my niggas, and it's like two things can be true. Absolutely. Don't
Well,
get it twisted. Two things can be true.
the thing about that is,
What's up?
I feel that to
Yeah.
an extent, only because a lot of that is a mindset that we were programmed to have,
Mm-hmm.
which you did acknowledge, but like, it's not just us who do that.
No, no,
It's
no.
like, no, and I'm not saying you are saying that.
That's why I said it's
It's,
part of
yeah,
the blame.
yeah.
Like
I
we
get that.
we can. I'm not saying to sit down and eliminate that, but
Do you know what that made
I'm
me
also
think
here to
of?
say that like in certain instances, if we're going to sit down and or you know what I mean, like it's kind of tough because those people didn't ask to be put in those situations. What I was going to say was we're gonna sit down and idolize and pay money and give you know what I mean our hard-earned money to people. I think it does behoove them sometimes to speak about certain situations, but nobody, you know what I mean. No one asked to be a role model. I'm just saying though, if you find yourself in a situation where you have to be one, at least attempt to step up.
At least try.
Attempt.
I see what you're saying in
Yeah.
that. I see what you're saying in that. Hmm. How do I want to? Okay. So like, hmm. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Dang, because I feel like there's like two ideas right now in my head. I'm trying to find a way to combine those. Okay.
Nah,
So
just say
we're just gonna
both,
say, yeah, we're
man.
just gonna say it part by part. So to go back,
Yeah.
Um, the one thing about that is just like I said, we're programmed to think that way, but also, um, we do a thing a lot
What's up?
where, and this is also something we're programmed to do, where we look at us doing something to ourselves and saying, then can we really expect people
Nah.
not to? You know what I'm saying?
And I
Because
look.
like my thing about that is, if a white person got shot point blank by a cop,
Yeah.
do you think it'd be fair if I said, well, white people do the most mass shootings?
That's yeah.
You know how insane
I
that
know. No,
sound
no, no.
though,
Because
because it'd be
I
on some shit
understand.
that's like, what the fuck?
I
You know what I'm saying?
understand.
Which I'm not saying you're saying,
Yeah, I
but I'm
understand where
saying
you're coming
like
from.
it was
Because it sounds like the same argument, and it reminds me of the argument of like, oh, you know what I mean, like because black people are getting
the
killed,
black on black crime,
crime,
which is
etc.,
not a thing.
etc.
Which is not a thing. Golden Kids NYC. I stand on this shit. Supreme Malachi stands. Yeah, full name stands on the idea that black on black crime is not a real thing because
Yeah.
we don't call white crime white on white crime
No, we
or
don't.
Asian on Asian crime,
Absolutely
right?
not.
But if you look at every group, the group that kills them the most is their own. Why? You fucking dummies. They all live together.
Yeah.
Nigga,
We're
like,
all in the
are you
same
stupid
vicinity,
or something?
bro. We're all in the same vicinity.
Ooh, black people kill black people the most. So, ooh, why are they complaining about cops? Are you fucking dumb or what?
Yeah.
Like, come on, nigga.
Yeah.
Are you stupid? Nigga, white people kill white people the most. If a white cop kills a white person, what?
Hey,
You want me to go and say, well, white people kill each other, so it's okay.
I'm gonna back him
the
on
fuck?
that. I'm gonna back him on that.
That
If
take
you still,
always
if
gets
you
me
still
mad.
believe that,
If it's 2023 and you're still sitting around saying black on black crime, you're a fucking imbecile. You're not intellectual. You're not an intellectual.
you want some bullshit.
Word. I'm not editing that at all. You're an imbecile. Do not speak in the conversation then. You've lost your right.
I'm done.
Word. I don't care how you feel about that. If you don't like that shit, stop watching. Because I don't like you. Word, bro. Like,
yo, you got
and that's
you
on
love the content.
This is Golden Radio.
It's on Golden Radio. Word.
Facts. Golden Radio body. You feel me? That wasn't so. At least that I understand that narrative, and that narrative is so stupid. I'm not saying that in this particular.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say. It was just I felt a touch of it, and I just wanted to say that. But I'm not saying you're saying that.
I think for me, my whole thing is there is a disparaging amount of that in comparison to, shit that.
Yeah, because like I said, Black Death is marketable.
Yeah. Because, like, it's easier for niggas. Like, I'm saying it's easier for niggas to talk about that. And with that being said, just try to find new shit to talk about.
Yeah.
That's it.
No.
And there's artists that have
really
found
true.
that. There's artists
but
that have found that.
They don't blow. And
That's
the ironic thing about
That's not
it?
true, though. Because Tyler don't talk about that shit.
Oh, real. No,
I mean,
but
has...
look at it. But look at it this way. Well, okay.
Tyler's different though, because he has been speaking. He has spoken about violence early in his career.
Yeah, because I was about to say, but then look at how long it took him to blow up. But I was like, but Tyler did benefit on a lot of really problematic shit when he started.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, because like I was about to say, well, then Tyler's an example of how long it takes for you to reach that point. But I was like, well, he also did kind of. I'm trying to think of someone else then that isn't white, because I instantly said, well, Mac Miller don't talk about, yeah, but he's fucking white. So I'm like,
we could check him. We could definitely jack Kendrick. I don't think Kendrick
Actually, Kendrick doesn't count because Kendrick talks about it but talks about it in the sense of like trying to put a positive spin and like show how that's show the terror, the downside of it.
That's exactly
which
what I
is
mean,
the opposite way of it. But I liked the Tyler mention because there's not a lot of we don't respect a lot of. I don't want to sound like black people don't do this because I hate that. But what I'm gonna say is we often don't respect the black experience of. Let me not say that.
No.
In rap, we often don't want to hear the black experience of someone who is your normal, typical.
We don't want to hear the
black person. You don't want to hear someone that talks about going to school and maybe. A failed relationship or something, which we do like.
That's why Kid Rap fell off. Like shit, like Criss Cross and all them other niggas. Like that's why they fell off. Because they was not Bow Wow. Like that nigga fell off.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Cause I like the Tyler mentioned because I'm like, yeah, Tyler's a good example of someone who.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an example for someone,
Go ahead.
but niggas don't like him.
Oh,
Childish Gambino. That's someone who doesn't talk
Childish
about that.
Gambino-
He talks
but
about very normal,
Yeah.
like
But
shit
Childish
you would talk
Gambino-
about. But Childish Gambino has stuff outside of.
He be mentioning
he's-
Asian women too much though for me.
Yeah,
Respect
yeah.
to him.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he makes his
Asian references.
his fetishes a little too known. You know? Makes it just a little too known.
Too known.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
But
I mean,
you
on
know
the
what?
hierarchy of problematic things that rapper have
No,
done,
yeah, that's not crazy.
that's not really.
That's not crazy.
That's just me going like, yeah, well, I'm not really feeling that dog, but hey, more
To
power
each
to
his
you.
own.
You know, to each his own.
I like that take though. Absolutely right. Like
I think he's
and
an example of
that's-
someone who like
Yeah.
who just because even when I've been a fan of him for a while. Yeah, he just talked about. I will say, yeah. At a point, he kind of spent too much time complaining that since I don't talk about being from the hood and I'm
Yeah.
from the, you know,
That's what made him.
I
a
don't,
little
and
cringy
that's
for
when
me, yeah.
people lost. That's when he lost people because it was like, see, you can be the counterpoint and not try to talk down about it. I think he realized that,
and then
realized
made
like, oh,
Redbone.
I'm just being a fucking nerdy nigga. No, he made
because
the internet,
yeah,
which to me was like, I love the fuck out of that album, man. I love
Because
that
of
shit.
Internet, yeah.
And we don't need to get because I could go on for I could make this whole podcast about that one album
Yo,
and call it a day. But like, let's not even.
but look. I think that was really my main point is that there's other shit that we can talk about. You don't have to just speak about the terror that we go on that goes on in this country too.
And also
you don't have to do that, and you don't have to talk about killing each other because I feel like no matter how much we say it to certain people,
yeah. You know what type of people we talking
to
about.
certain people.
Did y'all see that? Let me make it clear. Y'all see that? You see how the complexion of my hand? We're talking about those types.
Put it in the light. To certain
White people.
Yeah,
because I was like, I just remember it's my show. Like I'm not nervous to say that. Like I thought about it. I was like, wait, I'm not nervous to say that.
To certain people, it's okay.
If you're a white person watching this, it's very cool. It's very all right. I don't actually hate y'all because I just remember online you got to make it clear you don't actually hate them, nerds. I don't hate white people,
right?
You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm friends with a couple white people because I hate white people who go like, I'm friends with some black people, so I'm not racist.
That shit is.
Do I know white people in my life? Yes.
That shit is crazy. Don't.
Of course, but I don't like that shit. That's mad lame. Like,
don't ever do that.
You don't have to be friends with some other group to respect them. Okay, to treat them like a human being.
It's just called being nice.
If you're white and you're watching that, that's some points right there.
Yeah.
That's some free game. Stop telling black people you're friends with other black people. We don't give a fuck. If anything, once you do say that, I naturally start thinking, oh great, this nigga is racist. Like it's working.
Biggest.
It's not working the way you're the biggest. Exactly.
He's the biggest. I'll tell you that.
He's the biggest one. Exactly.
But I think like I was saying with certain people, because we talk about it and we say it,
that's like all we
it's
are.
Cool. They think it's cool for them to really sit down and do it, but also be like in the face of our terror, our anguish.
Throw it back at
it's okay because y'all already be talking about doing all this.
Bro.
Like it's like no, y'all. There's no nuance in that thinking, and that's part of the thing that I hate about white privilege in particular. Is there isn't a lot of nuanced thinking.
You want to know the biggest thing about? I'm so happy you said that, and we're gonna say this, and we're gonna go on break. You know the biggest thing about white privilege that I realized, particularly at Binghamton?
What?
You're not asked to know that much.
Oh yeah, no,
like
you're asked to be mediocre.
You can go so far.
You can
not
suck.
knowing so you can suck.
You can suck
and get and coast by, and it'll be fine. But everyone else is expected to know more. Mm-hmm. As a black man, you have to know the white way of how things work, and then the way how things work for you. Mm-hmm. You know, and then you're a black woman, you gotta know how it works for a white man. Yeah, actually, no. As a black man, you also gotta know how it works for white women as well. But as a black woman, you gotta know how it works for a white man, white woman, black man, and how it works
black
for you.
Woman, yeah.
You know, and like the lower you go on the hierarchy, it's the more you're expected to know. So that's why the people on top, They don't know shit.
Yeah.
That's why so many fucking billion. And I hate that we equate having billions to
To
intelligence.
intelligence.
Because
Yeah.
I hate that shit. Because I'm like, there are so many of them that we hear say shit, and you're like, nigga, Google is readily available. You're just spouting bullshit.
You got mad computers. You don't use them.
Exactly. you the nigga behind Tesla,
Quote, unquote.
and you say all this stupid shit, man. Oh yeah.
You know, I found out he
Oh,
was
yeah.
South African.
No fucking
I
way.
think he's South African. Yeah.
That's fucking
nuts,
crazy.
Yeah, man. It's kind of crazy to put things in perspective, but I totally agree. You can't the
I'm still
on
shell
that-
shocked. I did not. I
on
would
the
have never thought
hierarchy.
that.
You know, the lower that you go, the more that you're expected to know.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the reason why I'm like, okay, like black women are the most unprotected in this country, but
That's a real fact right there.
yeah, most unprotected in this country. But in addition to that, it's just white mediocrity will always be champion.
Oh yeah, you can go so far off of mediocrity if you're white. Everyone else, you gotta think about it. For a lot of us, we were told we have to work twice as hard.
Oh yeah, bro.
You know, and we don't think about that till you're here, and you're like, wait a minute. That also meant that you don't have to work as hard.
Exactly.
There, and I know there's gonna be white people who are like, bruh, I worked so hard and blah blah blah, and I bet you did.
Yeah.
I really bet you did. And you wanna know why you're complaining? Because you've never had to once sit and think, I wonder what it's like to not have my privilege.
Yeah.
You know? And I get that. That's not a natural thing to think. But that also means, hey, maybe sometimes shut the fuck up and listen. and on that, we'll go to break.
Bro.
Pulling punches today.
Heavy on to shut the fuck up and listen, bro, because they don't listen. They
Bro,
don't listen at all,
because I wish the camera's on. But like, bro, because like as a black man, that's what I've realized a lot. Like, particularly through my years of college, I was like, you know, sometimes, particularly if it's dealing with a black woman or a situation like that, sometimes it's okay to just shut the fuck up and listen. Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with not having an opinion sometimes, I think
our
bro.
issue, though, as black men sometimes, and just men in general, is that our egos, man, it gets too involved sometimes. Like,
yeah.
Like, we have way too much ego with them, and I think those are the people we should least...
spitting so much facts. I want to stop recording, but I want to keep getting this.
Yeah,
keep going.
Those are the people we should least have an ego with, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Black women are there to help us, so it's like, if you don't take advantage of that, or not advantage of that, if you don't
understand that, you know,
if you don't understand that, that's on you. You being fucking stupid.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
You fucking heard that.
You being fucking stupid. Stop being stupid.
You just got that golden sound, man. It's golden radio.
I love that drop. I'm not gonna lie.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah. Let's get to the next question.
Bet. What'd it do?
Oh, well, see, I'm a little silly because my next question was basically what we've been talking about all this time. I was like, can it go in the other direction in which we might want art to not reflect and be a form? And I'm like, yeah, we just talked about that for like 40 minutes. So, let's talk about some art that you do use to escape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for me, art that I do, music, man, music heavy. I think a lot of the time, so I listen to a range of shit. Like,
this is why I fuck with you, because I think you're similar in the sense you like a lot of shit. I mean, I did call you a tastemaker, and I really did mean that. I think you do have a very high taste level, and you know, saying a lot because I think I have one myself. So
I think you do too, honestly.
Thank you. That means a lot. I at least try to. But yeah, back to your thing.
So yeah, I listen to a lot, man. Like, I listen to a lot of indie music, man. I know that's
hard, bro.
I know that's random as fuck, right?
No, indie music
speaking about hip hop mostly,
bro.
but like indie music.
Indie music is hard, bro.
I just really like, for real though, I started going deeper into like dance, electronic music, like, and that shit really make you feel good. Like, it make me want to pop a bean and go to a dance club and just sweat it out. And that's crazy, right? Like, because I'm not here to promote drugs or nothing, but like, it puts me in a very good mood. It puts me in a very happy, energetic mood. I think, the thing that, you know, this past summer with Beyonce and Drake kind of releasing their your own dance projects.
records,
Like
yeah.
that kind of re-ushered me back into that realm. But I'm finding stuff from when I was like 16, so I know it goes deep for me. And just house music in general. Like,
Yeah, put me on, bro. Cause
I got you, man. Like,
I do want to get into that more.
like, bruh, it's a deep rabbit hole. And you know, one thing I find is that black people dominate, or not dominate, but
Dog,
they
we play a hand in like every fucking shit, bro.
every form of music we've played.
We've had a heavy hand in.
Heavy influence. So a lot of that, I'm into just like regular shit, like content creation. I spend a lot of my time these days, like, and I find that as art too, right? Just watching YouTube videos.
Content creation is art.
Yeah.
I think, and this is gonna sound so insane, but I think modern philosophy has moved to YouTube.
Ooh.
And like,
elaborate. What does that mean?
all right.
What do you mean by
so
that?
I watch a lot of video essay.
Oh,
people,
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And these people really are sitting like, and at first you'll watch it like based on music or based on movies, but then you start getting deeper and you find people who just
About life.
talk about life and talk about some shit and talk about like things that are more specific to
I'm
now.
in that phase right
yeah,
now.
bro. And I'm saying and they become more and more specific to now as the living conditions we have in our generation and down. And I'm like, this is philosophy. Like these niggas are dead ass philosophers right now.
Yeah.
They're just won't be called that because they're YouTubers.
Yeah.
Which I get it. It does sound a little silly to be like, yeah, this is modern philosophy right
These
here.
YouTubers are
You know?
modern
Yeah,
Aristotle.
you know, like we went from Aristotle to fucking this guy now. You know, but at the same time, I think a lot of like great thinking can be found there, you know? In a lot of content. There's a lot of like useful information. There's a lot of great ideas going on. Like we love to shit on TikTok, but man, have I found so much inspirational, deep stuff that really changed how I view stuff.
TikTok's
when I was
like
just scrolling.
TikTok's like a cultural reset, almost.
Low-key.
Like, because
I think I might name the episode "TikTok is a cultural reset" because I
can respect it.
I love
can
that.
respect it.
I love
TikTok,
that phrase.
TikTok is a cultural reset only because, like, bruh, if you really just remember the time before that, like, I can't fathom it completely. And maybe that's just me being stuck in the moment. And I love TikTok. I do love TikTok. I fuck with TikTok. But I feel like a lot of the things that came with TikTok, it's like the references, all of that shit. Like, it's stuff that Vine used to do, one.
Yeah.
But two,
I used to hate on TikTok because I was like, it's just Vine.
Yeah, me too.
Which I take back because I'm like, this is
very old head of you.
Yeah, it's a very old head thing. Like, because I think TikTok is what Vine
wanted to be,
could have been.
Okay.
And I don't even think it probably would have been that. Because TikTok reaches. Why? One, Vine stuck to the 7-second thing, and two, TikTok allows
long form content.
I think the various lengths that you can go on TikTok and the way how it's set up really allowed itself to reach so many different genres and vibes. You know, where I just don't think now. I could be wrong. Maybe Vine was like super complex in its prime, but Vine felt a lot like it was just the fun videos we watched and stuff like that. But like, I don't think on Vine I could sit and have someone tell me some shit about history that I never heard, you know? I don't think in 7 seconds I don't really think that's even possible to do in 7 seconds. You got to like just say it real quick and call it a day. He's like, hey, did you know? Like, wait, what did you just say?
But part of why I also see TikTok as a cultural reset is TikTok is a search engine.
Oh yeah,
TikTok is a.
I have my feelings about because I feel like sometimes you can't search everything on there because niggas can misinform, but
you can.
TikTok has quickly become the fucking like current search engine. A lot of people go like, you know, many times I text someone, I'm like, oh yeah, let's go out, let's do some shit.
Yeah.
We don't go on Google no more.
No.
We go straight to TikTok. Like, all right, best places. Shit to do in New York.
We can find.
Bro, I find so many art galleries.
We can find art
just
galleries.
by looking up
but
art galleries currently in NYC.
We can find clothes. We can find so much that like, it's for me. It's like, damn, like this is literally a Swiss Army knife, bro. Like,
you can be put on to so much new music, so much new art.
Yes. and that's why I also found it as a cultural reset. But I spend a lot of time on just YouTube and TikTok. I watch a lot of content like the video essays that you kind of mentioned. I think those are all
Yeah,
forms
video
of
essay.
arts.
That
Oh yeah,
shit's
for
go
sure.
hard.
But I'm more like now I'm getting older. I do like the stuff about music still. I do like the stuff about various art that I love, but I like the life shit too. The life shit be hitting me crazy because I'm just really sitting down looking for answers. I'm just in that phase of life where I'm like, I'm just gonna find an answer to everything that I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You know what I
Real.
mean?
No,
Like
that's real though.
I have to, bro. That shit's gonna drive me insane, bro. So that's how I escape. I escape through music one, but just platforms such as YouTube and TikTok where it's like there's so much content here that like I'm on it forever. Like I can be on it forever if I really wanted to.
That's the danger with TikTok though, because
Oh,
I'll go on
yeah.
TikTok and then suddenly 3 hours went by and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
could have used that 3 hours. But I agree though. Like
Yeah.
that is where I find escape, music stuff, movies as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned film.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of trying to get into like my film buff phase. I've been kind of like watching more movies.
Trying to give it 4 stars.
Trying to
Trying to give something 4 stars.
Yeah, trying to get some, trying to get something to grill 5 stars. Like, don't be shocked if I get a letterbox account, bro, and start really reviewing shit, bro.
I respect it, bro.
I probably won't though. I think I'll be too much of a like
Because
you know what it is. I know because I know niggas dead be like really watching shit on Letterboxd, and I know they be so pretentious. They be on there like, this nigga has Endgame in his. This nigga has Infinity War in his top 4. What a fucking dweeb.
Hey, but I love Endgame.
I love
Endgame. I love that purple man, Thanos.
Yeah.
You know, I love comics too. Honestly, I'm a huge.
You wanna know where I find some escaping?
What?
I've been reading manga, bro.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
Anime.
I've gone down.
I've
gone into deep end.
You could never go wrong.
I've gone to the point where I started going like, "Yo, this ain't enough. I need to start reading this shit." I was like, "This ain't enough. I need to start reading this shit."
You know what's crazy though? And this.
I wish I brought my manga with me. I would have brought it out right now. I've been like, "Yo, I'm dead ass."
So you think I'm playing?
You think I'm playing? I brought it with me today. I was reading on the train.
Weird.
That'd be hilarious.
You know what's crazy though? A lot more people are, and these other billionaires that we were talking about earlier, they're telling people not to read. What kind of shit is that?
You know what they say.
What kind of shit is that?
You know what they used to say. What was it they said? It was like, what is the quickest way to have a black person not know some shit? Put it in a book.
Oh, yeah. They still say that shit though.
They still live by that. I don't know why.
Shit, though.
Niggas are saying not to read.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who. But I think it was a crypto. It was a crypto.
Oh, of course, a crypto. It was
nigga. A crypto billionaire, and he was like, yeah, I didn't gain all of this by reading or writing. Like, I don't do that.
Crypto
shit.
Niggas will always leave out. Yeah, I didn't get any of this by that and that, and then just ignore the fact that my parents were already multimillionaires.
I mean that, but also I feel like it's crypto. Like, unless like.
I don't know. A lot of niggas that are on the top.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the whole FTX thing. I forgot the guy behind it. That whole scam. That nigga was like the super praised guy because he was this billionaire. And then like I was watching anyone who's really on YouTube like that. I was watching that Moist Critical nigga, my boy Charlie. Yeah, he was talking about it, and I think he mentioned that that nigga was like already born into like a rich family.
Bread.
So like it's kind of like I'm not saying it's some shit where it's like, wow, then it was super easy. You had to do no work. I know you had to still do some work to turn that money into more money. It's not like it just gets handed. But at the same time, a lot of people would be able to do shit like that if they had that safety net.
If they had the money to invest,
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these shits that we want to do, betting, investing, all this shit, it's rich men's sport.
Yeah.
Betting only makes sense if you have a lot of money.
True.
Like the way how betting works is like, cause niggas will be putting $5 on like 7-leg parlays with crazy things expecting to happen so they can make a K. And it's like, dog, it's not gonna happen because all the odds are saying no. There's a reason why it's not gonna, like, it might happen. It can come true.
Why you calling
I'm not gonna lie. You calling us no, because hey, bro. Sorry, mom, dad. But yes, I've done it as well. You know what I'm saying?
I have too, though.
That's not the worst thing to say I've done.
No.
But But like I've done it, but then it made me realize, you know, what's a smarter way to doing it?
What?
If you, cause you'll put $10 and pick very believable shit, and you win 13.
Yeah.
Or like 20,
And
or
just
like
keep doing it
45,
that way.
and you're like, wow, that's nothing. No. Imagine you put $500 on that.
Yeah, just got
You're gonna win
$500
mad more bread.
That's true, yeah.
Because then that shit's gonna multiply crazier.
Yeah.
The difference is we don't got that money. We're trying to get that money through gambling, and that's the problem. It's a rich man's sport.
Yeah.
Like, we constantly are trying to get saved through things that are done through people who are done and dominated by people with money.
But
We're trying to get rich off of gambling, but most niggas who are lit off of gambling, like, think about it.
Would you say it's a chance
You
game?
do you see how it's a chance game with a it's
But
a chance game with an asterisk on it.
That's why
It's a
people are
chance
jumping
game. No,
into
I'm saying I
though.
get it, but I'm like, but I just saying, like, it's not really made for us. It's an asterisk that says you most likely won't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, yeah, you could hypothetically become filthy fucking rich.
Yeah.
With like little money, like you started with little money and you got filthy
$2.
rich.
I got $2 million.
Like $2 and I ended up with $2 million just on a course of me gambling. But let's be honest, you see how Drake gambles, how lit he looks gambling, because he has mad money to just throw away.
Drake be he be putting in dumb bets though. He be
Oh no, Drake.
some dumbass
Drake
parlays,
is
I
Drake.
ain't gonna lie.
Drake is Drake.
But he can do that. So I
He
understand.
can.
your
That's
point
the
of
thing. He
view.
can do that. You
I
know.
do.
That's how I view it. Like, am I sitting here saying I don't bet? Obviously, I already said I've done it before.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm probably gonna do it again. But you know what I'm saying. But like at the same
I
time,
definitely got it, man. I gotta get my money back.
real as fuck. That's
Gotta get
real
my
as
money
fuck. Oh my
back.
god, that's real as fuck. Gotta get my money back. That's
So,
fact. But like, at the same time, I just see how it's like, maybe niggas gotta put a little more money on it. Because I be friends with people who put like $200 and they win a bet and they win like $700.
Yeah.
But like,
$700
if
is
you
gone.
boiled that down to now, if I put $5, how much are you really winning off that?
Yeah, you probably going like a cool 100.
Probably
Maybe
not. You're probably going like a cool $30 or some shit, bro. Like,
Hey, I won 100 off of like 5 though one time.
That's
won,
mad
like,
lit though.
It is. So
That's
that's
lit.
why I keep doing it.
Well, I mean, that's you know, that's how I'm not gonna say you're addicted, but like that's how like addiction
how it
works. It's like
starts?
the dopamine the first time makes you go like, shit, this is lit, and then you just keep trying to get back to it. I'm not saying that you're in a vicious cycle and that'll leave you broke. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that is how they got you.
But you saying that. You saying that. It's okay. It's okay.
That's how
Listen.
that's just how they get you, you know.
I can stop when I want to.
Escape. Oh yeah. But for me also poetry books.
Oh, that's
I like reading
such an
poetry
underrated
books.
one.
Yeah, I love reading poetry books. I love
Yeah.
reading black poetry, to be more exact.
Amen.
I've been reading Such Color by Tracy K. Smith, I
Mhm.
think. She was the poet laureate.
Oh, nice. When?
I think around like maybe 2017 to like 2020.
Oh, wow.
It was
That's
very
recent,
very
though. That's
recent,
dope,
very
though.
recent, yeah.
That's fire.
And like it's like I'm back in school again because I'm reading these poems and I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck happening. Like, it's so crazy now. Like, going through school and reading poetry and like having to line by line dissect made me love when I read some shit. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. Like,
Yeah.
I say that with a grin on my face. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. I can't wait to
But
start
when you
really
find out, it's so
dissecting
sweet,
it.
though.
It's so good because you learn. Because for me as a writer, going to college also made me view a lot of things from a writing perspective. Like a lot of TV. Oh my gosh, I
Hell yeah.
talking Dwayne's
Oh,
ear
no, me
off
too.
about how like, yo, bro, this decision to do this shit is so cool on a writing level because
Yeah.
you're not gonna normally do that. It's
Yeah.
really subversive and blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Or I'll go when I see certain shit that's predictable. I'm like, come
I
on
could've
now.
done that, man.
Come on now.
I'd be like, I couldn't. Yeah,
Anybody-
some shit.
I
Yeah.
could've did
Some
that
shit.
shit
Some shit
way
do be
better.
having me like, man, nigga did what? A 15-year-old write this?
You dead ass right now. We all knew that was gonna happen.
You saw that coming, dog.
And it's like nah. It's
That's
really
a weak
only
twist.
you. It's really only us.
You know
that,
some
that
shit
be
that was
seeing
like
it.
that.
What?
What's the shit called? Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling.
Shit movie.
I've
Shit
never
movie.
seen, bro. I'm sorry.
Don't.
Don't see it.
It's
Damn.
the most. It's the most. It's the most.
I kind of want to see it now.
It's the most. Hey, we really like what Jordan Peele does.
This is Netflix.
No, it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
It's the most. We really like what Jordan Peele does, so let's try it. And then failing movie you'll ever see, because it has a lot of weird things happening at first, And the twist is there, but the twist really like is so like, oh really, this is it, and it just
That's
gets
it.
dumber. Like it just gets so dumb as it goes on, bro.
I
They
believe you.
really want it so hard, like, and the message that they're aiming for, I totally agree with. That's the worst thing. I hate when a movie is trying to say something that I'm like, oh, this is actually needed right now, but they fumble it. So I'm like, great. You know, they're all gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, this is exactly right. This is exactly the problem with woke media." So you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when the people who call everything woke can be right. They're
Yeah.
like, "Damn, bro," because I can't sit here and be like, "That's why I hate Velma," because like they're like, "See what happens when you try to make shit woke," and I'm like, "Fuck." I can't disagree because the shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be like, "No, it's good," because
Damn.
I'm not gonna say that.
But for both of those things, even when you're like, yo, this shit sucks so bad, I'm kind of just like, damn, I kind of want to see how bad it sucks.
Hey man, that's how hate watching gets us,
Yo,
bro.
I kind of want to
It's
see
that hate
now,
watching
but I
shit,
don't know,
man.
man.
I mean, like usually, also it's good to watch some shit on your own to know if it's really bad or not. To have your own opinion about shit, because a lot of us just eat up whatever opinion is the common opinion. Oh, this thing bad. Well, it's the worst thing ever now. You see it all over. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
NBA. The NBA is one of the worst versions of it.
Oh, it's a lot
A
of
player,
groupthink.
yeah. Like I still think niggas owe Paul George an apology
Oh
because
yeah,
niggas were like for 3 years straight acting like he was the worst
he was
player
ass.
ever
Yeah, no.
when
But
he
that,
just didn't show up in a playoff series. Like it was
call me,
terrible.
Call me crazy. That's how I feel about Russ though. A little bit. I feel like
Oh
Russ.
no.
I feel like
I
Russ. Nah. I feel like
no, I agree with
I
you.
feel like
But at the same time,
I feel like over time. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I feel like over
No.
time, Russ has
It was a
gotten
bit too
little
much.
bit.
It was a bit
He was
too much.
bugging. He was
No, off the bench, he was mad nice.
Off the bench,
Off the bench, he was mad nice, which is where he should have been playing from the
the whole
start.
time.
The Lakers front office is dumb, and that's saying something because I'm a Knicks fan.
And our front office is trash. But at least the Nets are not better than us anymore. And that I can live with.
Oh,
That I can live with.
bro, don't get me started.
They got Ben
Y'all
Simmons.
niggas had KD, Kyrie, and at one point Harden, and in the same time span, all y'all did was go one round further than us.
Yeah.
Y'all run New York? Stop it, nigga. Y'all fans don't even really exist. How many of them went back to being Warrior fans?
Come on now.
Y'all niggas are lame.
Come on now.
This
Barclays,
is culture.
Is the Barclays even a real arena?
I went to the Barclays when it was Harden and KD and Kyrie was sitting out because he didn't want to take the vaccine.
Shout out to my son,
and I
Kyrie.
watched the Heat beat them, and I watched as Barclays Center turned into Miami's fucking stadium. Them niggas was in there, bro. It was sad. I was like, see, this shit is not happening at the Garden. I'd be damned. I'll really be fighting when niggas like, fuck out of here, nigga. You're not doing this here, bro. They have no pride, bro. But before we take a quick break, we're gonna come back for the last. You said it on that one, bro.
Sorry. Fuck the Barclays.
MSG better, but we all knew that.
Fuck the Barclays, man. That shit trash.
That's so funny. I'm so happy you got to touch on that because, bro, I've been wanting to talk my shit about that for so long right now.
They don't have.
You see it well enough. Oh my gosh, is there enough space? Yes, just enough. Okay, hold on. And alright, so that means it'll be like this. This is literally what I would do all day long in my notebooks, bro. Stupid shit like this.
You just got that golden sound, man. It's golden radio.
I probably should have played a different drop, but it don't matter, y'all. We're back one last time to kind of close things off and put a nice bow on this great conversation.
Back though.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
I've enjoyed myself thoroughly, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, man. I mean, At the end of the day, Golden Radio to me has always been about having great conversation with great people, or at least having conversation. I think is great because it's my show. So, um, but yeah, so black trauma is
That's a harsh.
I know that was such a 180, but
yeah, let's get into it.
no, because no, what I'm trying to say is black trauma is seen everywhere.
Yeah,
it's all over our feeds. It's constantly being shoved in our face, down our throats, and I think we both agree that like at times it can just get so much to the point where we don't even want to be reminded. Like
true.
even if it has the best of intentions, if it's trying to tell a really true story, which we're not saying shouldn't be there for people who want that, they can. But we're talking about the other perspective as well of people who just are kind of drained,
Yeah.
like tired of being reminded of it, which I also think has its place as well, you know. And the two of us as black creatives, black artists, black people who enjoy vulnerability in art and want to do the same, or at least I want to do the same. I don't know if you actually said you want to do the same.
I do.
Sorry, because I was like, I don't want to say that and then be like, wait, that might not be what you want to do.
Nah, I don't want to ever. Nah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. These niggas know my feelings. The fuck you talking about? No.
Feelings. What's that?
Feelings, nigga. The fuck vulnerability, nigga. The fuck. That's not what I'm here doing. But yeah, as people who do that and as feeling people. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I've been talking. I'm gonna let you talk, but I'm gonna say this. We're feeling people. I was just through the talent agency, talent development agency that I'm in. Shout out to Scope of Work, great organization. Love y'all to death. We're talking to this photographer, and she mentioned that we should allow ourselves to be human. That sometimes we might not want or be in a mindset where we want to make art, and this is really wrapping shit up in a great way, because watch this. In the capitalist system we're in, this is crazy, we're kind of turned into machines that have to constantly produce, because if we're not producing, we're not making money. And also if we're not producing, because a lot of this works on a what have you done for me lately basis. If you're gone for too long, you might lose the crowd that was there for you, So how do you feel about that?
I think for me, that's normal though. Like, I think we should all take that type of advice. Like, the reality is, as creatives, we might be drained by what's going on within this country, and I think capitalism just makes that even worse. Having to always produce, so it's like you don't want to produce, or you do want to produce, and then even when you do, it's to survive. So much to survive. But I think like producing for the sake of surviving is a job. You know what I mean? It isn't necessarily art. It's not to say that art can't be a job, but there's just different layers in creating just to create, and creating to I guess make a customer happy. So the reality of it, I feel, is that I think we should all create on the time that we should all create on the time that we want to. But in addition to that, understand that we aren't obligated to do anything that we don't want to. You know what I mean? In moments of trauma, we don't have to sit down and be like, I want to create. We can just feel.
I like that. And it doesn't make you less of an artist or less of a black artist, in my mind, if you aren't always trying to address these weighty, huge issues. Because to me, if you're telling your story, sharing your experience as a black person, I think you're good enough. It's like the idea that has been going around about what is black excellence. Like, why is it that black excellence can't be a black person just existing.
Right.
You know, because it's like we do kind of make it like, well, black excellence. Well, that means you
Yeah.
are the only black person in said field of this, or you're the first
Yeah.
black person to do this, or you're you just EGOT, you just, you know what I'm saying, like, which is black excellence. That's
Yeah.
true, but like, why can't just living a comfortable life be black excellence? You know,
I agree.
because when you think about it, how is it not?
Yeah.
How is it not? Like some of not even some, our ancestors literally would look at us right now doing this and be like, well, they might not know what the fuck going on, but they would be
They'd be
like,
like,
this is
whatever y'all
nice.
doing, this is amazing.
This is nice. Y'all
Yeah.
two just sitting and talking and
Yeah.
shit, you know? So it's like, yeah.
That's a fact, bro. That's
So
a
this
huge
is
fact.
black excellence.
Mm.
I just felt really good.
This is black excellence. Yeah, that does feel really good, actually.
That's the title. That's totally gonna be the title, bro. I know it's gonna sound so crazy and pompous, but I'm like, that's totally the title now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Any closing remarks, bro? This was a fantastic. I'm sorry. Before you say,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
Oh,
on. This is a fantastic conversation.
Listen, bro, I love what you're doing here, and I'd love to come back, chat.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
you
mean?
totally.
I feel like
You're a part of the Golden Kids
Hey.
NYC family now.
We
Not even
here
just
now.
radio. Yeah, you're
Feel
here
me?
now.
But
yeah, you know what it is.
we here now,
Gotta
you
reach
feel
over the
me?
table.
But I think some of my closing remarks would just be, yo, man, if you ever feel like the world is too much for you, just understand that, you know, we all trying our best, and for you to try your best is enough, especially with our shit. It doesn't come easy for anyone, and the pain that you feel can sometimes be too real. So, with that being said, just be easy with yourself when creating.
Yeah, I like that. And that's good. That's why, said man, eloquent speaker, man. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
I ditto to that.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I would say if you want to reflect the times, do that. If you want to make escapism, do that. If you don't want to do shit, do that. Because at the end of the day, dog, we can really say, you owe it to so and so, and you owe it to this, and you owe it to that. But everything you do, you really owe it to yourself.
Right.
So if you're forcing yourself to do some shit you don't want to do, nigga, you can stop.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, some people might look at you and say, "Yeah, you didn't do enough." But man, fuck them. Do what feels good to you. You know.
I agree, man. Fuck them.
Fuck them. Oh, I like this ending.
Yeah.
This is good. And I think that's it, y'all. So, black excellence, black love, black history, black future, black everything. This is Cain.
Yes, sir.
Supreme Mally, and this was Golden Radio. And like that, we're out. Hey yo, sorry, I had to say it.
No, I wanted to so bad, but I'm like, fuck, I can't do that shit, bro. I can't do that shit.
Bro, we don't take this shit that
do that
seriously,
shit.
bro. Golden Radio is not as serious. Like, it's serious, but not really, because that's just me as a person. I'm serious, but not really. All right, y'all.
Bro.
Hey yo,
Hey yo.
yo.
That was so good. Let's turn this.
Black excellence.
You know the vibes.